Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the tutorial session. As you know, tutorials means that rather than doing a lecture and so on, we try to solve some problems together. Being online together means you are just there. It is a one-way affair. But generally, if we are in the classroom, then tutorials are in a much better atmosphere where we interact with each other, and then you can have questions and so on. A special note about this tutorial, as I promised you earlier, we would solve together the problems that were given in the midterm exam and in quiz 3 and quiz 4. So here, this is it. You can go through them. But your final exam now, does not include questions from chapter 1 introduction and chapter 3 crystal structure. So from the MCQs and the true false, I am not including any from first and third chapters. And in the numerical problems, there were 2 problems related to crystal structure in the midterm. So I have shifted them, solution of those 2, to the end of the tutorial. So those of you who want to concentrate only on preparation for the final exam can continue till those problems which will be included with chapters and so on, which is phase diagrams and mechanical properties and so on. But the 2 problems on crystal structure, for those who still want to be sure of what were the exact correct answers in the midterm and so on, then they can go to the last 2 problems of this tutorial. So let us begin. I am calling it question 1A. Because it is just the question that we are starting with. Otherwise, it could be any question. It is multiple choice questions. So let's see. The temperature and composition where liquid metal suddenly changes into 2 solids is triple point TP, eutectic point EP, double point DP, or triple point and eutectic point. So what do you think? Liquid metal suddenly changes into 2 solids. In a phase diagram, it is a eutectic point, right? So this is a eutectic point, but the liquid phase and the 2 solid phases coexist, so it is also a triple point, right? Therefore, this is the correct answer. So in these multiple choice types and so on, please always try to read the whole question carefully. Maybe you think that if you don't read carefully that you will take on eutectic, but see that it is a triple point also, and therefore read the whole carefully and then take the correct one. Second, chord structure can be formed in a metal due to what? Right? We asked you in different places during the lectures also. So non-equilibrium solidification, NES, rapid cooling, RC, homogeneous cooling, HC. So if you remember, homogeneous cooling gives you the normal homogeneous structure. Cores are formed because of non-equilibrium solidification. This is the general name, non-equilibrium solidification. But this especially happens when the cooling is very rapid. So this and this together are the answer. Therefore, NES or RC is the correct answer. Next one, the tie line dash. Right? So complete the sentence. The tie line joins solidus to liquidus is an isotherm. Isotherm means a line where the temperature is constant. Isotherm is a horizontal line on the phase diagram. So of course, you have done your phase diagrams and so on, so you know that the tie line satisfies all of these. It is horizontal line, of course. It is a line, any horizontal line is a line of constant temperature, and it joins the solidus to the liquidus line. So the tie line joins all of these, right? So it is all three. Next one, single crystal metal has low strength because of what? A small length of grain boundaries, large length of grain boundaries, large number of grains, or all of these. Single crystal metal. You see, it is just a single crystal. It is just a single crystal. So there is no reason for large number of grains. It is one grain, right? And of course, when it is only one grain, the length of the grain boundaries is small. That is the whole reason that the whole huge material is just one grain. So there are not millions of grain boundaries and not a lot of length of grain boundaries, right? So a small length of grain boundaries is the reason that single crystal metal has low strength. Sometimes, you see, you have to know the science. Sometimes the answers are very simple, but we explain this also during the lectures, but then you think and you write, get the correct answer. Last one on this page, a scale dash in Rockwell hardness test is for metals of high strength, C, A, B, D. Now, this relates to your experiment, right? We explained the hardness experiments, then the video was also there. Unfortunately, you could not do it this time, but that's okay. So C is the answer here. C is the answer. If the metal is a high strength metal, which means it is also a high hardness metal, then we use a scale C in the Rockwell hardness machine. Otherwise, if you use other scales, you will get a wrong reading, right? You will just say that the machine cannot read it. Here now I have selected a few true-false questions with multiple choice and true-false. Of course, there can be a lot of them, but I am just including a few so that you can get a taste of what they could be. Otherwise, of course, as I keep on saying, that there is no need to memorize anything in any science course if you understand what has been done. So your lecture notes were there, your video lectures were there, you interacted. So if you really know your stuff, then you can think of the correct answer. Memorization won't do. A lead tin alloy of eutectic composition at room temperature will contain pro-eutectic alpha. So now you have to answer this, you have to be current mentally in your phase diagrams. And this is a eutectic phase diagram, right? Eutectic phase diagram. So whatever was the composition here, a starting composition is a eutectic composition. But even if it was 30% tin, 40% tin, whatever it was, but it says at room temperature. At room temperature, it will contain pro-eutectic alpha. If you remember now, there is a eutectic temperature. For example, in the lead tin alloy, suppose it is around 700 Celsius, suppose. Then when it cools above the eutectic temperature, whatever alpha is formed is called pro-eutectic alpha. Once it hits the eutectic line temperature and goes below it, whatever remaining thing is there, right? So if it is a eutectic composition, it is a eutectic composition that you are starting with. You just answered that eutectic means liquid suddenly changes into solids. So it was liquid, liquid, liquid all above. As soon as it hit the eutectic temperature, then it changed into alpha and beta. No pro-eutectic alpha was formed, right, in this particular case. So therefore, false. An alloy of eutectic composition freezes at a lower temperature than all other compositions. Think on it. Again, the best thing will be that if the phase diagrams are not clear in your mind right now, then on one side you open the phase diagram of a eutectic alloy, right? Any eutectic alloy like lead, tin, silver, copper, you open it on one side and then you try to answer this question if it is not very clear in your mind. If all the diagrams and all the things are clear in your mind, then you can say it. So yes, if you see, if we were not at the eutectic composition, if we were at any other composition and we are cooling from a high temperature, you will first hit the liquidus. Then for some more cooling, there will be liquid plus solid. And then the remaining liquid will change into two solids. Remember, right? If it is not a eutectic composition, any other composition, you will first hit the liquidus. So some of the liquid will change into solid, then you will go down liquid plus solid, and so on. And if you see that the eutectic line, the eutectic temperature line is below every liquidus line on both sides. On the left side of it, there is a liquidus line which is above it. On the right side of it, there is a liquidus line above it. So yes, the eutectic alloy, right, is the lowest temperature on which solidification will start. So this point is true, and if you look at the phase diagram of a eutectic alloy, then this will be more clear. Next one, after the process of homogenization, coarse structure is formed in metals and alloys. If you know what is homogenization, if there was rapid cooling, non-equilibrium cooling, and if cores were formed in the metal, and if you want to remove the cores, there is a heat treatment process called homogenization. We heat at a certain temperature, keep it at that, so that all the cores are removed. In this manner, the operation that you called annealing is a type of homogenization. So after homogenization, all the core structure is gone, right? So here if they say that after homogenization core structure is formed, then it is false. Next one, grain boundaries increase the strength of metals because they allow easy movement of dislocations, right? So grain boundaries do increase the strength of metals, but because, you know, we have discussed it many times, you see, dislocations move when you deform a material. When they come to the grain boundary, they stop. Another dislocation comes, a stop. Another dislocation comes, a stop. And there is a dislocation pile up on the grain boundary. So the increase in the strength, it is because the grain boundary does not allow the movement of dislocations, right? So this is false. Last one on this page, area under the stress strain diagram gives the approximate value of impact toughness. Area under the stress strain diagram gives the approximate value of impact toughness. Yes or no? Yes, it does. It does. Yes? No. It gives you the approximate value of toughness. Toughness, not impact toughness. A stress strain diagram is for tensile test, not an impact test. If you remove the word impact, then it will become true. But area under the stress strain diagram gives the approximate value of toughness of the material, but it cannot give you any value of impact toughness because it was not an impact test, right? So this is definitely false. So therefore, you have to be sometimes careful. I mean, you think, oh, area under the curve, toughness, yes, it is right. But no, read it carefully. If it is just toughness, very correct. If it is impact toughness, then we are wrong.